Chapter 2.2222 Bedtime. As Invictus moved back to stand next to Bishop Thieve, Jax threw her staff up towards the ceiling, and when it returned to her hand, the whole room was filled with a golden dust that settled and then immediately disappeared. I quickly smoothed my hair and put my hat on, not wanting to draw attention to myself by failing some horrible inspection. Bishop Thieve looked as if he was waking from a dream. He slowly shook his head and frowned. "Bedtime," he said, "and no dawdling." I was so relieved that he'd forgotten about the inspection. Half of me thought that Invictus would surely remind him, but miraculously he didn't. We all left the dining hall without saying a word. As we walked along the corridor, Frank whispered, "What a traitor!" "I know," said Minnow. "How dare he?" "Shh," said Jax. "We'll speak later." We followed the boys into a huge dormitory where they all quickly changed into pyjamas without cleaning their teeth or washing their faces. I so hoped that our group would be able to sleep near one another, but I knew that there was no guarantee. Jax looked at each of us and gestured that we should move with her to an empty area towards one end of the dorm. Before we knew it, we all had a bed, along with another thick fog. When the fog cleared, we were all in pyjamas, just like the other boys. We jumped into bed and so hoped we'd be safe. "Telepath carefully," said Jax. "I'm not sure if anyone here can intercept our messages." "What if they don't like the big kids sleeping near the little ones?" I asked. "Don't worry," said Jax. I've scrambled all their thoughts. With the fogs I've been sending out, if there were any rules about dormitories or dining halls or classrooms, they're all mixed up by now. "Good," said Sky. "By the way, I love our short back and sides." "My grandmother was a hairdresser," said Jax. "She used to let me practice on my dolls." "Careful," said Minnow. "Someone's looming." Sure enough, a short woman was walking along between the beds, shining her torch onto every child. "Get to sleep," she said in a nasty voice. And when she found two boys reading under their covers with torches, she hissed, "You! Books now!" Both boys handed over their books with a terrified look. The woman seemed very proud of herself as she stashed the books inside her apron pocket. One little boy was quietly sobbing with his pillow pulled over his head. "Get up," demanded the woman. "You can sleep in solitary." "No, miss, no, please, no," he sobbed. "I'm the senior night nurse," she snapped. "You can call me ma'am." "Yes, ma'am," said the boy. "Now, go on. My office." The little boy's shoulders sank as he walked towards the door. The woman shone her torch on all of us. None of us dared to move. "Right," she said in a loud voice. "Any problems? And you'll soon find out what a real problem is. Now get to sleep." Chapter 3. Sleeping In. Still written by Ben in black ink. The following morning I awoke to see a terrible-looking man staring at me. His face was really close to mine. I almost screamed, but something stopped me. The man's eyes reminded me of Filthy, but it couldn't be him. We were years before his time. "Get up," said the man. I stood up and realised that the man was the same one who'd been with Invictus the night before. Bishop Thieve, or Thievel as Magal called him. I looked around. Everyone had gone without me. Why would they? I felt confused. The dormitory was empty. "Think you can sleep in, do you?" asked the man. "No," I said. I don't know what happened." "No, sir," said the man. "Sorry, sir." The man rolled his eyes and sighed. "Laziness is against God," he said. "So for that you can stay here all day, alone." But I didn't mean to," I said, stumbling over my words. It was so cold in the dorm I started to shiver. "I don't care that you didn't mean to. You did sleep in, and you will be punished for it, said the man. And you can stop shivering. I can't, sir, I said. Oh, no more excuses. Just for that, you can spend all day on the balcony with your "I didn't mean to" self. Thievel kicked open an old door to reveal the cold, bare balcony outside. It didn't even have a roof or a chair. Get out, said Thievel, and no noise from you. Do you hear me? Not a peep. And if you tell anyone it was me who locked you out here, I'll make your life a misery. You can say it was one of the students playing a prank. I felt my heart cave in, and I thought I was going to melt into tears, but I was so afraid that I didn't say anything as Bishop Thieve pushed me onto the balcony. I hope it rains, he said, as he slammed the door and turned the key in the lock. I sat on the bare boards of the balcony and wondered why the others had deserted me. It was freezing, and I couldn't believe that I'd not brought anything with me, a blanket or a jumper. Before long, my feet started to turn blue, and my nose was dripping with the cold.